So we're going to put that together and let you know about that. But I guess at this time of Christmas, one of the things that I like to reflect on is, what are we grateful for and what's important this year. And one of the most important things is health, obviously. Without health, you've got nothing. And Matt B's fight has kind of amplified that again for me. And I know that there are some other people on the site who are having their own challenges. Andy T, I know that you've got some stuff going on at home there in Hawaii.
Definitely thoughts going out to Buddy and his wife.
Yeah, and Buddy and his wife, and Buddy, I've messaged you as well. And there are other people who haven't spoken up, potentially, have got their own challenges, whether it's with health or whatever. Perhaps stop for a minute and spend, a minute or two just figuring out what you are grateful for. Because we all have our challenges, and trust me, I have plenty of my own. And last year, I'm happy to put behind me after January 1st, frankly.
Okay, ready to get on to
I'm ready to get on to a new year.
And even in today's paper, it said they're expecting a lot of things to turn around, or at least turn a little bit.
Right.
2011.
Right,
so.
well, probably North Korea will bomb South Korea, and we'll have. But other
We'll have
than
something
that,
else to defend.
things will turn around. Russia might invade Estonia. No. What I think also is that we set goals, and I set goals for playing, and I want to play. I want to pick up the guitar for 10 minutes a day minimum every day next year. Is a goal. And I've watched some of you guys create some just amazing progress in your playing, and I think that what are your goals for next year going to be? If you're this good now after a year with us or whatever, what's it going to be like in a year from now? So that's kind of exciting because some of you are getting damn good, and it's embarrassing to me that I'm so bad after this time, having access to everything and just not using it. So don't do what I do, which is don't use it. Use what you've got. And I think care of our family, my immediate family is not with me and I'm not with them, and that's fine. But I've got my extended family here and over there and everywhere else that I travel, and I love them dearly and they know that. And this is a time for family, so that's an obvious statement, but did you have any? I think one of the things I wrote down here was the year in review. What's happened. When I reflect on stuff, I don't just reflect on me or the people around me. I also think about what's happened in the world. We forget, like Haiti. I was listening to
it's kind of
radio.
fallen off the radar.
And yet people are dying in their thousands there.
Yeah.
And it's a total shambles there still.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's not topical, it's not interesting, it doesn't directly impact us, and yet people are suffering beyond suffering over there still. What else happened? I wrote down full body scanners got introduced, and I had my first experience of them at San Jose Airport.
Yeah.
They're not nice, frankly. There are conflicts about how much radiation goes into your body because it's a high dose and short, hitting your surface of your skin, and I don't think it's that safe, frankly. But we're stuck with it, aren't we? Because a few wackos run around with letter bombs or whatever.
A kind of weird sideline as those are starting to be introduced in airports. Nani and I took a 25th anniversary trip a month ago, around Thanksgiving, and went to Kauai, and in that tiny little airport in Lihue, they had them. When we got to Honolulu, where it flies to all over the world,
They don't have
them. So they've got them in Hooterville,
Right.
but not yet in New York or something. It was kind of odd that we got
So,
scanned. And
a lot of interesting things happened this year. There was that mining rescue, and the euro crashed, despite people saying the dollar would be the first one to go. Some interesting things are happening. There's still some washout economically. Probably, if you're having, and I know I've spoken to some of you privately that there's some challenges out there in the job market. Well, I just feel for you so much, and if I could wave a wand tomorrow or do something, I would. The only thing I can say is that I'm thinking of you, Neil's thinking of you, and if I can be of any help, message me. We've just got to try and work through this and get through this. but I keep reminding myself that I'm pretty lucky, and I should be grateful for that. Coming back to that, you know, Matt B is down there in Orange County with his family today and tomorrow, and you know, he's looking death in the eye and fighting it, like a lion, frankly. And he's getting better at the moment. He's still on radiation and so on. And he's lucky to have all of you guys supporting him and cheering him on, and he's lucky to still be here, and he needs to concentrate on being around his family, and next year the fight will continue. And for any of you going through any challenges that you're having, you know, I want to wish you just all the success and happiness that I can, and we're here if we can do anything. And next year is going to be brighter and better.
Yep, and I certainly want to thank everybody who's been such a major part of the site too. That's this. You know, as he and I started this a couple of years ago now, it was just sort of a wild idea, and you know, figured like at least it would be fun if nothing else. But now that everybody has gotten so involved, it's become it's great to be such a part of everybody's lives, and I really want to thank everybody for making it not just a part of your life, but for being a big part of it that is then carries over to everybody. You know, it's, I don't know, having trouble getting that thought across, but I mean, it's again how it is become a big part of each person's life, but a lot of it is then because you're giving that back pretty much to everybody.
1%, as I call them, so all the people who've worked for me or work for me, or when I'm in my other businesses and the other things that I do, it's the person who takes that extra little bit of effort, that 1% extra, but it has 100% impact on everybody else. And so when you write a post that's interesting, or you share your fondness for somebody else's post, or you get engaged or whatever, it's a massive contribution. And you know, the number of voices that we hear compared to the overall people on the site is small relatively, but you have a huge and massive and measurable impact, and we thank you for that, and everybody else thanks you for that, even if they're not saying it directly. You're the biggest part of why people come back there and read everything and get engaged and involved. And you know, when we first started doing the videos, I felt obligated to do a video even though it was crap, because that was part of my thinking was, you know, I've got to be able to show that I'm prepared to do that and get it out there. But the avalanche is on now, and I don't need to be there, and neither does Neil. You guys have got it under control. I mean, this busking thing is an example, you know, as a simple idea.
Yeah,
and
taking on its own life.
Yeah, you gave us the idea, and we built the thing, and you guys are just firing on all cylinders with it. So what else do we want to say before we kind of wrap up?
I think we need to wrap it up. We've been rambling here for
We have been rambling, but
a while.
we get a chance
That's
to do that for once.
We can. It's a little self-indulgent, but
It is. When on the YouTube channel, when we get comments, you know, it's like there. It seems like black or white. It's either praise effusively, or it's like shut up and give me a free lesson.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between.
We put out a free lesson this week.
We did.
We
put
totally
out a
forgot
free
about
lesson, which was. That bend in the free lesson?
No, as a matter of fact, I forgot to bring that bend into it, even in the paid lesson.
Right.
So, by the way, so anybody out there working on Cocaine Blues, get that little bend on the D, on the F chord. Okay. I after I rewatched the lesson, once it was already up, I thought, that's funny. I always bend that note, and I goofed. It happens.
It doesn't, does it?
You know, most of the lessons are perfect. Matter of fact, all of them are perfect except for that one. So.
Well, next year we are going to bring out some new content, obviously, and we're interested in you keeping the nominated lessons going.
Yeah, that is really good. Again, and I was really happy to look at that. I mean, I looked through like the highest 400 recently, and it was pretty neat to see that there's a high percentage of ones that are lessons, especially if they're in the top 200.
Right.
You know, so, and it makes it, it's really fun for me to see what people want to do in there. So
we won't always follow that, obviously.
Yeah.
We went off track even this last week with the blues stuff, but you know, And we got some other stuff in the wings. Like always, we don't like to say what's coming.
Yeah.
But I just want to kind of say thanks for a great year, and we'll try and do better next year as we improve everything.
Yeah. It's been fun. Really
It has
fun.
been, hasn't it?
Yeah. So, well, I think I'll end it with the one that I can't call out the chords for. So
Okay.
you're just gonna have to sing along.
I'll just like mime playing.
Just the
I'll
other
just
day.
mime the lead.
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
Like I'll look
Just the other day,
backwards.
we were watching this movie, 1944 movie, Judy Garland.
Beautiful. Time for some eggnog.
Okay. We'll
Wish
be
I-
back next year.
See you, everyone. Have a great Christmas.
So long. Merry Christmas, everybody.